Hey YouTube, what's up to my peeps out there? Good dog, oi to the bang, vasses los, bonjour mes amis, kid, bawani, konnichiwa, ni hao ma, sani bonani, jumbo habarigani, um, and assalamu alaikum and shalom. Alright, basically, my brother, Christopher Nedley, right? I've been meaning to tackle this, but at one point I had met somebody that I really cared about from Jamaica. Thought we was going to make it, but then she had the same black attitude that the black women have up here in the U.S. Now, until then, I thought, oh, maybe there was a difference with Jamaican people. But even when I was talking to her, she was like, "Oh, Jamaica is so far gone, it's pathetic, right?" But I didn't know how pathetic it was. They it is as pathetic as the United States. All right. And the same sorry attitude that black women have here in the United States, they have it down there also. Now, she gave me some insight and said that all this started with cable television. And so when they saw black women clowning on cable television, then other black women all over the place start clowning on cable television because they were getting rich off of cable television doing this clowning stuff. So they thought that that's what real life was in the United States. What they did not understand is the black men did not appreciate it, right? And they don't understand how these black women don't understand why black men don't have their back. And how we understand that they never had ours. And so, since you want to act like white people, bleach like white people, have the attitude to be as destructive as white people, then we now consider the black woman white people, right? Now, black women said, but we're Mother Earth, we're the queens. No, you're the queens of the dams, and you're not Mother anything. You kill more people than you've been bearing, all right, period. I mean, and that's basically it. So, I was like, okay, so this is like bleaching black women are like vampires killing themselves trying to be white, you know? And basically, this is the closest thing that I could come to. And I'll tell you why vampires. Basically, they are your modern day vampires. What do I mean by that? Okay, um, this was a quote for, well, you hear it, www.sofresh and so green. So fresh and so green, take off of so fresh and so clean. All right. And it's skin bleaching, right? Or just Google it. All right. So um this guy, um a nutritionalist, excuse me, nutritionalist. Or is it that nutritionist? Sorry it's late. Okay. A nutritionist. A moment, give me some water. Comedian act. Oh, this is Dick Gregory. Nutritionist, comedian, and activist Dick Gregory claimed that the number one cause of death in Jamaica was skin bleaching. Now, they say I have no confirmation on that, though I have asked around, and I think it's an exaggeration, but maybe the question is how much of an exaggeration it is. Um, I do know skin bleaching is a serious issue in the African diaspora. All right. Now, the idea. Y'all know what to do. Let's get the thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, and share. When you subscribe, click that bell. When you click the bell, click all. And remember, my donation link will be in the description box. All right, along with my email address. All right, so let's get back to this. Came from this comment. Chris Medley sent this to me. He said, reluctant Nubby. A black man's perspective. Jamaica and Dominicans are really messy, while the majority of African women are just as bad. Um, they all have bad attitude, poor conduct, and this whole skin bleaching thing is just as messy. Uh, I was in Jamaica 2 weeks ago, and in the daylight, you've got women, young and old, walking around with umbrellas because their skin is too sensitive to the sun. And LOL, vampires, as most of them stay indoors and only come out at night in clubs. Their behavior is embarrassing. It's hard to find wifey as most of them are turning into white men. So not even white women, but white men. They're too westernized for their ways, and the media is manipulating and brainwashing them on how to look and carry themselves, making them believe being black is a curse. Black women are now confused with no sense or direction. Now, black women, this is what happens when you leave your black man. In 73, when you bit on that apple, that fruit, that forbidden fruit that the white women handed you, leave your man behind. You don't need them. Our men is giving us problems. So you need to leave your man too. See, that's basically what it was. See, black women and black men got along together until black women signed up for the feminist movement. And in 73, when they took part of our organizational skills, betrayed the black men that came up with it, and gave it to white women, that was the death nail in their coffin. Their coffin by their coffin, I mean black women. See, because white women realize, a lot of them, okay, we don't want to replace our man. We just want to be more respected. Oh, and by the way, we want the same respect that the black women had with their men. You know, a dude that come home, give them the check and trust them with it. Trust them, the woman, his wife, to give him an allowance where he can go out to the club with. All right. He could only get as drunk as what his wife give him. All right. And he respected her enough to know what was in the bank or know what was in the mattress or whatever. All right. And he trusted her to take care of the finances while he went out and worked for the white man real hard. Now, the black woman worked too for the white man in the white man's house. You understand? And the black man and the black woman had this kind of unity until the 70s, when white women needed black women's help against their man. Not only that, the CIA was involved because they said we need to stop these black organized groups from popping up and stop them from having strong leaders that realize that strength, and sometimes you may have to resort to any means necessary to get a message to white people that they'll understand when it comes to justice, right? So we need to squash that. We need to weaken the men. So how about we have black women raise the children by themselves, and we'll help them out a little bit, but not enough to prosper. So income, the feminist movement, and the welfare state. Oh, and Miss Magazine, all funded by the CIA and promoted by Hollywood. Now, this is what happened. Black men stopped watching TV per se and started to get their act together. All right, and they started to work within within certain organizations. Then, in the 80s and 90s, black men started to become conscious and spiritual first. All right, and we thank the Israelite movement. For me, it was my uncle, right, way back when, who thought the TV was the devil. And now I owe him an apology because I couldn't see it, but he saw it. And he was watching black and white. Well, TV was black and white. He didn't have one in his house. All right. And so I think he was in the days of black and white TV. He called it a devil when he saw it. He saw it way ahead of time. He saw things the way I see him now, right? And so basically, this is what you have. And so you have, good old Rockefeller, Rihanna. All right. Now she needs to walk around with her umbrella. Ella, Ella, eh, eh, eh. Walk around with her umbrella. Ella, Ella, eh, eh, eh. Because she's white. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. See, when you get rid of that melanin, the sun no longer protects you. You got rid of your protection. What black people didn't understand about white people is the only reason they're living is because under that skin they have freckles that you can see only in UV light. And some of you brothers saw the video I put up of that. All right. And when you look at it, all right, understand this. When you look at that video, look at it, you will see that the freckles is what's keeping the white people alive. Not the white part of their skin, but the melanated part of their skin. Well, guess what? Nothing is keeping these black women alive. They have gotten into treachery, and they have given up the most beautiful part of them next to their hair, and that's their skin. Now they look like the same ghost that white women look like. Only white women still have those freckles. Black women don't have anything. So now they have to walk around with umbrellas. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. All right. Now, this woman, there's a video on YouTube. Just look up Bleaching. And she says when they come out now, they come out wearing their socks on their hands, tights, and trousers. They do not have part of their skin exposed. The other thing is that from the woman I used to talk to, she was telling me, she being from Jamaica, that they would wrap their skin in cellophane, saran wrap. Okay? And somehow these sick-minded black women thought that this was cute. But who are they following? They're following the same jacked up, nasty, evil, conniving witches in Hollywood that worship the demons. That's who they're following. They're not following no man. Remember, they don't need no man. So black women, without a man in your life, like the woman said in the poem, when you think you looking all that and there's no man that there to confirm it, then there's nobody to tell you that no matter how white that white woman look, you still look beautiful to me, woman, because there's no good man there. Oh yeah, you done got ran through by thugs, but that's love them and leave them brothers, right? No, you didn't want no good man to love the beauty that you were, because we all nerds, we talk white, like that woman said in the post. We white men trying to be black because black women wouldn't recognize good if it fell on their face with a sign strictly from the Most High written in lightning saying that this is a good man. And she saw a sign from heaven as the skies opened up. She still wouldn't believe it. She would still go to Joe Scruffy the Slug. Bebe's kid. Max Skillet. All right. So this is crazy, right? So they gave up their natural beauty to look more white, but they cannot come out in the sunlight. Did y'all catch that? They gave up their natural beauty to look more white. So now they can't come out in the sunlight. Dang, who did that sound like? Vampires. All right, vampires. They can't come out in the sunlight like black women. Black women now cannot come out in the sunlight. Oh, you know who can come out in the sunlight? White women. Because white women don't do this too. All right, white women do it too. All right, no, they don't do this. They could come out in the sunlight. Matter of fact, white women are trying to get a little blacker because they realize the beauty in blackness, whereas black women have taught this evil to even their children and their sons. They taught their sons and their daughters to be ashamed of who they are as a people. Oh, and who's promoting this to black women? The white man? No, more black women. The biggest promoter of evil to black women is other black women. It's not the black man, it's not the white man, it's not even the white woman. Black women see it on commercials, and other black women will affirm, oh yeah, girl, that look good, girl. And sooner or later, they are doing what is most evil in the eyesight to the Most High, Him that created them. They are doing what would be considered an abomination, and that is to alter that which He created through a natural means. And this is a natural means promoted by black Jamaican women. The weave, too. You know, the demon mops. I say demon because one dude guessed it. Yes, they pray to Shiva, the god of destruction. That's who your hair has been prayed to and sacrificed to. The god of destruction. And you just put the god of destruction on top of your head. And then you wonder why now you think it's a good idea to put some poison on your skin to make yourself look like white women. And white women understand the beauty in being more dark. All right. But everything black women do is destructive.
Even when it's destructive to themselves. Then you have some that have a situation where there's this new process that they're burning their skin, or they've been in an accident of some type, although this doesn't look like an accident. But what I can tell you is there's a difference between the skin tone on the right and the skin tone on the left, especially when you look in the left and look down at the bottom at the neck. And you can tell that the situation that this female was going for was Anglo. If not by anything else, is the weave. All right. Now, let me just say this. When Afro women have a good attitude and stuff like that, many of brothers do not care about accidental burns or whatever and stuff like that. So long as she keeps her physical health up, she would have no problem getting any dude. Dudes thirst after worse. Trust me. And if you look at it, despite the scar or the skin missing, if she stayed her natural self, she still has a nice looking face. But that might not be enough security for her to get the thug that she wanted. Because remember, all this is not to get a good man that's going to love and cherish them. All this is to build up to get a white man or a thug. All right? Hence the weave. That's why I say unbelievable transformation. And you got people bleaching themselves to the point where they cannot go out in the sun. You know who don't have that problem? Afro men. You know how much that is not a problem? Check this out.
Black skin has naturally excellent protection from the sun. White skin needs the extra help of a sunscreen like UV.
Better to be safe than sorry.
When we're out in the sun, we're all at the mercy of Mother Nature. But think about it. To get the protection the black man has naturally, the white man needs a sunscreen like UV. So, Mother Nature must be black.
Now, you know I was going to go there with this commercial. Y'all know I was going to go there. ah. Now, um, the story goes on to say that skin bleaching products are widely available in every beauty supply store in any black community I've ever been to. So that's the author, right? I consider this a public health issue because, much like the powerful chemicals in hair relaxer, as Chris Rock pointed out in his documentary Good Hair, there are surely long-term health effects of skin bleaching. Some of those effects are more immediate, as one woman commented in the documentary. There are persons who bleach their skin and are now unable to go out into the sun without being fully covered. Remember, I was telling you the socks, the pants, and everything? Because their skin would burn. Black women sacrifice their melanin, which black men think is funny that we have and white people don't. Oh, but black women gave their up and now they will burn like vampires in the sun. All right, this documentary via Wikipedia, wickedhype.com, is sure to include that this phenomenon also affects men and boys, not just girls and women. Do you think this is a serious health issue that needs to be addressed? Do you agree with the skin bleaching? Do you think it shouldn't be considered an epidemic in Jamaica? Do you think it has any relationship to self-hatred or is merely cosmetic choice? All right. Do you think skin bleach and hair relaxers are completely separate? And the answer is no to all of them. It is a health risk. It is stupid. They're all the same. Relaxers and bleach. You're altering the beauty and the strength that the Most High gave you to become an abomination, a vampire. Do you know that a vampire is an abomination? All right. Now, this isn't black men bashing, because the AP is all on this. Okay. Mikaisha Simpson poses for a portrait in Kingston, Jamaica. Excuse me. Simpson, 33, hopes to transform her dark complexion into cafe au lait, couleur, common in Jamaica's elite and favored by many men in her neighborhood. She believes a fairer skin would be her ticket to a better life. She spends saving her savings she spends her savings on black market concoctions that promise to lighten her pigment. No, she spends her money on concoctions that destroy her melanin. And it is not reversible. May she burn up in the sun like what? A vampire. So, this is the AP again. Photography. AP again. Right? So how ridiculous is this? Check this out now. This is what you look like in ultraviolet rays, which are the rays of the sun. Now, please note, you see those freckles? That's what's keeping white people alive. That's melanin. Nothing can live without melanin, right? You would get cancers or burn up in the sun. All right. Black women have given up their protection to be like these white people. But here's the thing, in the midst of their skin, they have a little melanin, and that melanin is keeping them alive. Those freckles, they have them all over the place. All right. Some of them have them in more mass than the others. You understand? Now, white people are starting to understand that, wow, we are blacker than we thought we were. But they also understand, but we are not black enough. You see what I mean? Now look at that beautiful black woman. I mean, look at that. You see the beautiful black woman? I mean, that woman was fine. All right. Now, look at this with sunscreen on. You know what sunscreen makes them look? Oh, wow. They look like the black man. That's right. Sunscreen makes you look black like a black person to the sun. Do you people understand this? Sunscreen makes you look like a black person to the sun. And when you notice that the black people are fully protected merely by their skin. But guess who gave that up? Stupid black women. And I call them stupid because why would you bring on death and potential risk to you by utterly destroying the way that the Most High created you? But these are the same women that's going to walk around call themselves queen. Oh, I'll have some thumbs down on this video too. I'll have a few thumbs down on this video. You think I care? Not really. The truth is the truth no matter who's telling it. All right. So we got the skin bleaching, a growing problem in Jamaica. Right. And these white women have spread this around the world. These black women, American black women, because it started here, took that to the islands and then spread it in all over Africa and stuff via Hollywood and the TV. The American black women, the Jamaican black women, have been teaching this kind of hatred to their children, to their boys and girls. They spread this mess all the way around, and these things are poison. Even mercury. Some of these stuff contain toxins like mercury. It blocks the melanin production. So you put mercury on your skin, you cannot produce melanin. All right. It is toxic. It can be toxic. It is toxic. Now, here's another thing that black women miss. You know how they say black don't crack? Oh, black cracks if you're on crack. All right. And black women got to be on some serious crack to allow themselves to be utterly destroyed. But they're not allowing themselves to be destroyed. They are physically destroying themselves. But in the midst of destroying themselves, they are destroying the children that are born to them too. See, when the white people gave them this legal system, that they take the black men to court and stuff like that to get custody of the children, he knew that these women by themselves would utterly destroy everything in their path. They would destroy it utterly, not only financially, but they would destroy their being, their very essence, their very spirituality, and replace it with demonology, replace it with destruction, replace it with demonic, destructive ways. All right? And so this is what you have. If you notice, the people that are most able to age well were the black people that kept their skin natural. So here's a riddle. And my final thoughts. What's the difference between a vampire and a bleached black woman? And here's my answer. A vampire has more compassion on black men and their children. With that said, I'm out.
And these ghosts can hit the wall too, because these ghosts sure ain't holy, so they won't make it through. With that said, I'm out.